Few know that this small bird, that has gone unnoticed for centuries, has the potential to transform the way we feed the world. You imagine a princess, with quail providing fresh meat and eggs, all with minimal effort. In this video, let's discover, scientifically known, like Coturnix, a kind which has not only been a pillar of traditions, culinary in various cultures, but today represents a silent revolution in sustainable food production. At the end of this journey, you will be ready to start your own quail farm, a step towards a more self- and environmentally friendly life. The quail is a bird of the family, fascianity that has conquered the hearts of millions through its versatile applications in food. With a length not exceeding 20 centimeters and an average weight of 93 g, this little feathered being does not only produce protein-rich eggs, but also is an excellent source of meat, soft and delicate, ideal for those looking for a more economical and nutritious alternative to traditional meats. In terms of global production, this bird has a prominent role. In many Asian and European countries, quail is raised on a large scale, especially that are a delicacy in various gastronomies. Millions of tons of quail each year are raised and exported, and the trend of rearing quail in small spaces, as courtyards and terraces, is on the rise due to its low consumption of space and resources. This makes, in addition to being a source of food, quail breeding become an ideal model for sustainable agricultural production. The potential of quail is not limited only to food. Its contribution to sustainable resource management, from the cold regions of Northern Europe to the warmest areas of the Mediterranean, shows that this small animal can offer food. In rural areas, quail has been a cultural tradition, connecting families to the land and local production, being the cultivation of quail, an activity that symbolizes self-sufficiency. But did you know that the quail calf also has a positive impact in biodiversity and the local ecosystem? As birds that feed mainly on seeds and insects, their presence can help pest control and improve soil health. Also, with its high reproduction rate, quail represent a stable source of protein in the context more sustainable and less dependent on external resources. How it is known in your region. What a childhood memory this little bird brings to you. Leave us your comment, because today we are going to reveal the secrets on how to raise quail at home, and the best with a minimal impact on the environment does not. There are machines that replace foam of the one who has sown with his hands. For every seed that touches the earth carries with it the knowledge of generations. In quail breeding, as in any agricultural activity, the work of those who care for and cultivate, it is not only the technical knowledge, those that allow a multitude of quail to, is optional, but also the heart and dedication to work. In every little gesture of the farmer, such as choosing the best seed or caring for your birds, there is a reflection of a tradition that has survived centuries. Today more than ever, we need to honor and recognize these guardians of the field. those who with effort and ancestral knowledge provide us with what we need to live. Just as roots seek water, deep knowledge seeks its source on earth. Raise quail is not just a simple activity, but a science and an art that require a deep understanding of the environment in which these birds. To start a delicious quail farm is fundamental, or the startup of this activity. Quail breeding is closely linked to the understanding of their needs, environmental and biological. Quail prefer a temperate and dry climate, making the ideal temperature for aging should be maintained between 18 and 24 degrees Celsius. This species creating a controlled environment is essential, especially in regions where the stations are very marked. Humidity also plays a crucial role, and excess can trigger breathing problems. So that adequate ventilation is essential to ensure the health of the birds. Soil, although it is not usually a decisive factor for quail, as in other poultry, it must be suitable for them to move freely. Birds, they represent environments with soft and dry substrates, such as sawdust or sand, to allow them to dig and forage for food. Naturally, water quality is also vital. Quail are birds that require fresh, clean water constantly, so that a correct source of drinking water is indispensable. From a biological point of view, quail have a life cycle that makes them ideal for fast and constant production. The egg-laying cycle is impressive. A female can lay between 250 and 300 eggs per year, depending on the variety and the conditions under which they are raised. Also, this cycle is fast, since quail reach sexual maturity at 6 to 8 weeks of age, which allows for high production turnover, both meat and eggs. Management of the phenological cycle of quail is essential. Is during incubation that the most stringent conditions must be applied, ensuring a constant temperature, 37.5 degrees Celsius, and controlled humidity of 50 to 60%. After 17 days of incubation, chicks are born, ready to be fed by the mother in the early hours, which increases the survival rate and provides them with the necessary nutrients for rapid growth. For those who want more efficient production, Japanese quail, Japanese coturnix, although different from the common quail, is an option that has gained popularity due to its larger size and production rate. This variety, industrial development and its adoption, has grown considerably in commercial airlines. In terms of global production, countries like China, Japan, and the United States lead in quail breeding, not only for local consumption, but also for meat and egg exports. This phenomenon, accessible and sustainable, since quail require less space and resources than other poultry animals, which makes them an ideal solution in the face of growing demand for food worldwide. Universities, United Nations for feeding and agriculture, y el CIAT, International Center of Tropical Agriculture, have supported studies on quail breeding, underlining its benefits in terms of sustainability and food security. These studies show that quail are not only a reliable source of protein, but also help reduce the ecological footprint of animal production. Understanding quail biology, your specific needs, and proper management of its environment allows us not only to optimize its production, but also integrate them into a more sustainable agricultural model and respectful of nature. The science behind quail breeding is the same one that enables resilient farmers to adapt to climate change and ensure food for the future. The furrow opens as a promise, and the seed falls as an act of faith. Every stage in quail breeding is a step towards the creation of something bigger, as a journey of transformation, where nature and human dedication are in perfect harmony. Quail breeding, despite being a simple process is a course of precision and patience, where every action has a purpose, and every day in the corral counts. The journey begins long before the quail come to your rescue. Ground preparation is essential, not only in the physical sense, but also this is a process, a quiet and secluded place, away from the noise of urban life, where birds can feel safe and comfortable. The ground must be prepared with the right substrate to enable them to dig and interact naturally, while the ventilation and water systems must be ready to ensure a constant flow and clean of resources. The next stage, selection of birds or eggs, is where the magic begins. Just like a farmer choose the best seeds to plant, the breeder must select the appropriate quail, whether they are of the common or Japanese variety. The best birds are those with strong genetics that guarantee a high fertility rate and production. It is crucial to know the genetic line of quail, as this will have a direct impact in productivity and longevity. Sowing in this case is nothing more than the act of laying the eggs in incubators, carefully controlled, being birds that require temperatures and humidity levels, controlled reactions. The incubation process is one of the phases more affordable and affordable. Eggs should be turned regularly, a technique that imitates what mother quail would do in nature. In this process, en 37,5 degrés Celsius, and a humidity between 50% and 100% and 60%, ensuring that the chicks have everything they need to develop properly. After 17 days of incubation, chicks emerge from their shells as small promises of a future full of life. As they make their way to the world, are fed and cared for by mothers in an environment that simulates what would become the natural world. But this is not the end. As they grow, quail require a balanced diet and a stable environment that allows them to achieve its maximum potential. A few days after birth, chicks are fed with a special mixture of seeds and proteins to ensure its rapid and healthy growth. irrigation and fertilization of this process, although they are not as visible, or cereals are given in the form of nutrients and care, is the constant work to maintain the right environment for bird growth, to ensure that the space is pest-free, and that the air and water quality are maintained at optimum levels. Every little detail counts, since the regular cleaning of the corrals to water temperature monitoring, ensuring that the entire process operate without interruption. Finally, when quail reach maturity, reach harvest time, the first laying of eggs can be one of the most successful, as it marks the beginning of a constant production. Small, wild eggs, but rich in nutrients, can be collected almost daily. Quail meat, tender and tasty, is another of the fruits of this process, offering a nutritious option that meets the needs of those seeking sustainable alternatives to traditional meats. Quail breeding, although smaller, is a true work of agricultural art. Like a blank canvas, every stage is essential, so that the final product is of quality and have a positive impact on the earth and in those who grow it. The quail's journey, from incubation to harvesting, is a testimony to human capacity to work hand in hand with nature, respecting their cycles. In each quail, the history of nature becomes a delicacy for the world. The quail's journey does not end in the corral. On the contrary, it is in the process of transformation where its true value emerges. From the first eggs collected to the meat that fills the markets, quail offers multiple opportunities to add value, which makes it an economical engine and a symbol of sustainability. Quail eggs are one of the most appreciated jewels of this crop. Rich in protein, vitamins and minerals, are considered a superfood. Their small size does not detract from their value. On the contrary, its delicacy and flavor convert them in a coveted ingredient in world. From haute cuisine kitchens to rural households, quail eggs are used in a variety of dishes, from simple stews to delicious appetizers. Not only in the kitchen, but also in cosmetics. Its nutritional properties for skin care. But the value of quail is not only in its eggs. Quail meat, tender and tasty. In many markets, despite its small size, its flavor is intense and its texture magnificent, which makes it an excellent option for those looking for a protein, lighter and healthier. In many renowned restaurants, quail meat is a delicacy that appears in the menus of the most exclusive dishes. One of the most innovative ways is through the production of derivatives. Quail meat and eggs can be tested to create products as sausages, preserved pates and even biofuels, which further diversifies its use and expand its market reach. In some places, and personal care with quail-derived extracts, showing the multifaceted impact of this small bird. In addition to the marketing of these products, is not limited to local markets alone. More and more quail is gaining ground in international trade. Countries around the world import quail and its derivatives, from eggs to processed meat. Exports of these products are increasing, especially in markets looking for alternatives, sustainable and local, to traditional meats. This phenomenon in a key part of the rural economy, generating employment and promoting local development. Quail breeding, despite its modest size, is becoming an essential economic activity for many communities. Every smile of quail represents an opportunity to strengthen the local economy, creating jobs and promoting sustainability. As a fast, low-cost resource, quail offer to increase food production efficiently and environmentally friendly. From the creation of gourmet products to the opening of international markets, quail farming not only provides food, but also new opportunities for economic development. The transformation of these small animals in high-value products is a clear example of how innovation, sustainability, and agriculture can go hand in hand, contributing to a more future and respectful of the environment. In every seed hides a story, and by cultivating it we also sow legacy. The quail's journey is not only a testimony of the, but also a cultural and economic legacy that continues to enrich rural communities. Raise quail is much more than just an agricultural activity. Is an act of deep connection to the earth, a practice that honors ancestral traditions while driving innovation for a more sustainable future. Through this process, we have discovered that quail not only offer meat and eggs, but also a way of living in balance with nature, are proof that with dedication and affection, we can achieve production systems more responsible, accessible, and efficient that benefit both farmers and the environment. At the end of the day, is an act of hope and transformation, is to sow on the ground with the promise of a better future for generations to come. Every egg we collect, every meat we harvest, is a reminder of our ability to adapt and create solutions that respect the natural cycles of life. The impact of this practice goes beyond the economy. It is a change of mentality towards a more conscious and sustainable way of life. Today we invite you to be part of this journey. Subscribe to our channel. Shares this knowledge with those who are also looking for. And don't forget to download our ebook of Huerta to learn more on how you can get started your own agricultural adventure. On this channel, we cultivate much more than land. We cultivate awareness. We cultivate a future. Be part of our daily lives. Because just like the quail we raise, every little action has the power to change the world. The hen of Guinea, scientifically known as Numida meleagris, is not just a bird, is a perfect biological machine who is rewriting the rules of sustainable livestock farming. Its nutritional benefits are extraordinary and challenge everything we thought we knew. On poultry farming, on meat, concentrates 25% more protein than conventional chicken, while its iron levels surpass any known domestic bird, turning it into a true natural superfood. Guinea eggs, Small gold coin-sized jewels. Contain essential amino acids. In perfect proportions. Omega-3 in exceptional quantities. And B-complex vitamins. That strengthen the nervous system. Successfully. But this is only the beginning of its nutritional value. Exceptional. These little gold coin-sized jewels contain choline for brain development, natural lecithin that improves liver function, and antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin that protect the eye. Science is just beginning to decipher all bioactive compounds that hold these poultry treasures. China dominates this silent revolution, producing more than 50 million of these birds annually, leading together with France and Madagascar, an industry valued at more than $800 million US. LY growing. These feathered warriors with mottled gray plumage function as natural guardians against pests and premium food producers, reaching luxury prices in exclusive international markets. Its legendary resistance for organic farming in the future, while its applications extend from ancient traditional medicine to cutting-edge cosmetics. In Africa, symbolize eternal prosperity and divine protection. In Asia, represent agricultural innovation that will feed the world. These ancestral birds carry centuries of peasant garbage and promises of sustainability that the planet urgently needs. How these ancestral birds are known in your region. What childhood memories awaken their songs that sound like country music. Behind each Galena de Guinea that's freely in the fields, there is an invisible history that the modern world forgets. The story of wise hands who understand the secret language of the earth are not the machines, but farmers whose ancestral homeland is transmitted as an invisible genetic code from generation to generation, whispering secrets that no university can teach. In a world where industrial agriculture devours resources and pollutes soils, these silent guardians of tradition have found the perfect formula, raising birds that heal the earth while feeding the world. Every hen of Guinea, walking freely through the fields of China, France or Madagascar carries the fingerprint of a farmer who understands that true wealth is not measured in magic tons, but in the capacity to regenerate what others destroy. Climate change threatens to transform agriculture as we know it. But these birds and their visionary caregivers are writing a new chapter of hope. While large corporations seek chemical solutions to problems that they themselves created, Guinean farmers have discovered that nature I already had all the answers. Its sustainable approach not only guarantees food safety for the next generations, but restores the lost balance between humanity and nature. Each golden egg they collect at dawn represents more than food, is an act of resistance against a system that prioritizes quantity on quality, speed on snow. That is why we invite you to join of this silent revolution. Subscribe to continue to discover these ancestral secrets. Free download our vegetable garden book and access to the free course of organic farming that will connect you to the millenary wisdom of those who actually feed the world. like deep roots, searching for water in arid lands. True knowledge about Guinean hens is located at the perfect intersection between rigorous science and ancient peasant wisdom. The United Nations for Feeding and Agriculture has documented that these birds, in climates ranging from the age of 18 up to 35 degrees Celsius, adapting to heights ranging from between sea level and 2000 m above sea level, versatility than any other domestic poultry species, can match your soil requirements, reveal a curious biology. They receive well-drained soils with pH between 6.0 and 7.5. But its foraging capacity allows them to even in marginal soils, where other birds fail completely. The International Center for Tropical Agriculture has demonstrated that a single hen of Guinea consumes daily up to 200 g of insects, weed larvae and seeds, becoming a living pesticide that eliminates unpolluted pests in the ecosystem. Its phenological cycle follows ancestral patterns that Beijing University of Agriculture commented exhaustively. Females reach sexual maturity at 30:02 weeks, can live productively up to 8 years, and its natural posture period extends from March to August, perfectly, with seasonal cycles that maximize availability of natural foods. This biological synchrony represents millions of years of evolution perfected. Current global production exceeds 180 million birds per year. Strategically distributed, China leads with 52 million, followed by France with 28 million, Madagascar with 24 million, and emerging countries, such as Nigeria and Ghana, that increase their production. LY. These numbers do not represent only statistics, but the silent transformation of food systems that embrace sustainability as a philosophy of life, demonstrating that the future of agriculture belongs to those who respect natural cycles while innovating with purpose. When the first ray of plays the wet throat and the rooster sings from its old wooden hanger, begins the daily dance that every peasant know by instinct. The preparation of the henhouse requires expert hands who know the exact texture of the straw, the perfect height of the hangers, and the ancestral secret. Keep the air fresh. Each table nailed is a promise of protection against hungry foxes and falcons, opportunists loitering from the mountains. Wise farmers start this adventure, selecting breeds with the precision of a goldsmith, choosing gems. Guinea with crest dominates the humid landscapes of Guangdong, while the white-breasted and Bulcherine breeds, they paint of elegance the driest soils, each one carrying in their genetics the story of 1,000 perfect adaptations. When it is time for organic sowing, each fertile egg is placed in incubators that recreate the embrace. Perfect maternal. 37.5 degrees Celsius constant temperature. 55% humidity for the first 24 days, rising to 65% during the last 3 critical days, where life explodes from silence. For 26 to 28 days, these small encapsulated universes that emerge with a vitality that defies all industrial logic. The first 28 days of life are like writing the first chapters of an epic. Kids' chicks need constant heat, 35 degrees, which gradually drops by 1 degree each week, while their small bodies are strengthened with a protein-rich diet, including ground iron, special bran and crystal clear water, flowing as promises of growth. Their tiny legs explore the world on golden straw beds that absorb every drop of moisture and create the perfect atmosphere for their immune systems to be strengthened. Of course, the real magic begins when these little explorers go out into the outside world, running through open fields, where every insect captured is a survival lesson. Every grain discovered is an act of independence. Their natural diet reduces commercial costs between 20 and 30%, while its hunting instinct turns them into silent guardians that protect crops from pests. No need for toxic chemicals, creating a perfect cycle where agriculture and nature dance in ancestral harmony. After 12 weeks, feeding under the peasant sun, when each guinea hen reaches its perfect weight, from 1.2 to 1.6, transformation begins. Most extraordinary that few know about. Simple and conquers demandings. In restaurant kitchens, most exclusive in Shanghai and Beijing, world-renowned chefs pay up to 120 yen per kilogram of this exceptional meat, not only because of its intense flavor, but for its firm texture that maintains its juiciness, even in the preparations. More sophisticated. Small eggs, the size of an old currency, have become secret ingredients of traditional Chinese medicine, where a single unit can cost up to 3 yen. In specialized markets in Hong Kong, wise grandmothers use them in healing soups that promise longevity, while gourmet restaurants incorporate them in dishes that can reach prices from 200 yen per portion. This valorization, each egg, concentrates nutrients that exceed any product, conventional poultry. But the real economic revolution arises when these products cross Chinese borders to international markets, hungry for healthy alternatives. Singapore imports monthly more than 50 t of Chinese guinea meat, while the United Arab Emirates have tripled their orders in the last 2 years, paying premium prices that can exceed 25 per kilogram. In luxury markets, Malaysia and Thailand, with Chinese herbs that guarantee Mexican traceability and certification. Law. In every morning song of a gallina de Guinea, echo of millennia resounds, where African ancestral homeland meets Asian innovation to write the future of world food. These mottled birds are not just farm animals, are silent ambassadors of a revolution that is transforming the way how we understand sustainability, friendship and harmony with nature. Its little footprints on the wet earth draw the map of a world where agriculture can heal rather than destroy. When you observe a guinea hen running free in the fields, you are seeing much more than a bird. You are witnessing the living response to the most urgent challenges of our time: climate change, food insecurity, soil degradation. All these crises find in these feathered warriors a solution that nature has perfected for millions of years. Every golden egg they lay at dawn carries with it the promise that there is a different path, a future where abundance and sustainability walk hand in hand. This is the invitation we extend to you from our peasant heart. Join this silent revolution that is changing the world, one henhouse at a time. Subscribe to our channel to continue to discover these ancestral secrets that the earth keeps jealously. Download for free our ebook of Huerta that will connect you to the millenary wisdom of those who really feed the world. And access our free course of organic farming, where you will learn that every seed planted with love is an act of resistance against a system that forgets its roots. Share this video with someone who believes in transformative power of conscious agriculture. Leave a comment telling me how the hens of Guinea could change your own story. And remember, and fairer, on this channel, we cultivate the hope that another world is possible. And that world begins in every henhouse, in every cell, in every heart that decides to sow conscience in place of conformity.